Okay, I can work with that. It's not
Let's
marked
do
up.
this.
Hmm?
The Cult of Hockey podcast by the faithful and for the faithful. I'm David Staples of the Edmonton Journal, and I'm here today with Bruce McCurdy. Hey, Bruce.
Hey, David, how you doing tonight?
Good, Bruce. Good.
I'm
Getting over my...
scrambling a little bit, and I gotta go close that door. But you carry on. I'll be right back.
So, a huge win for the Oilers against a really good Carolina Hurricanes team that I think they said beat the Oilers 5 straight in Edmonton. Edmonton 6-4. Got the lead early and held it throughout the game. Every time Carolina came close, Edmonton was able to score and get ahead of them again. So a big win for the Oilers, evens their record. And the grade A shots were 17-16 for the Oilers. And the subset of 5 alarm shots are 7-7. And if you don't know what I mean by that, grade A shots go in more than, a grade A shot is a shot that's going to go in 20+% of the time. And a 5 alarm shot, those are the very best scoring chances. They go in 30+% of the time. So the teams were pretty much even in both those categories. It was a great, exciting game with lots of good plays by both teams. This is our 2 good things, 2 bad things, and 2 numbers podcast. So, Bruce, why don't you start it off with your good thing?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the shorthanded goal scored by the Oilers to, I guess, give them the lead to stay because it was tied 1-1 at the time, and they scored, and they were down a man, and you were thinking they're just hanging on at this particular moment, and all of a sudden a goal out of the blue, and the puck went 200 feet in 7 seconds. Evan Bouchard started it by jumping on a loose puck behind the net and coming around the net with some vigor, and I thought he's just going to make a good hard play to clear the puck. And instead he made a good hard play to control the puck, and when he came out around the net, he had a lane and he fired a perfect pass up to McLeod. And all of a sudden McLeod and Nugent Hopkins come bursting through the center zone with speed, and it's only one Carolina guy back, and it was a beautiful give and go between the two, with Nuge making the through pass and McLeod picking it up, going to the backhand and tucking it through the 5-hole. And I just thought very, very pretty goal. Really beautiful play by all 3 men involved in this goal, and just old-time Oiler hockey. Start at one end, put the puck in the net at the other.
Showtime. That goal was that was right out of the LA Lakers.
Magic Johnson, James Worthy.
Yeah. Or a Coop come flying down. That way it was beautiful. Starting with Bouchard's play there, Bruce.
Yes.
Such a heads-up play. And I thought he was making more heads-up plays with the puck in this game. He set up there's another time when he had it at the point, Bouchard, and instead of just firing it at net, he found Derek Ryan in the slot for a dangerous backhand shot. So he's getting his offense, he's really getting his offensive game, passing game together. It's coming around, and that's great to see because he's such a fine hockey player. Yeah,
he also saved a goal just by some good hard play in front of his own net, clearing a rebound for what otherwise would have been an easy tap in if he hadn't been there. Now, that said, he did have a couple of stray passes that led to problems, but there were lots of good positive plays. And this was one, like I was already exclaiming about what a good play he was making while he still had the puck on his stick, let alone then the long stretch pass that broke his teammates on the 2-on-1. And that was, Carolina never did catch up after that.
They did not. And McLeod's finish was fantastic. I liked the line quite a bit of Ryan McLeod, Warren Fogle, and Jesse Puljujärvi. I thought, excuse me, in that setting, Puljujärvi feels a lot more confident to carry the puck. I think he might see himself as maybe even the primary puck carrier out there. So he was making more plays, and I thought they worked well together. It looked like the makings of a pretty good third line for the Oilers. Okay, my good thing, Bruce. Excuse me, got this cough. Zach Hyman. He's been the
Mm-hmm.
best, maybe the best Oilers player to start the year. Certainly the best winger. In fact, heading into this game, he was the only winger. Well, none of the wingers had scored except for. Had any of them scored? I don't think any of the wingers had scored heading into the game.
No,
So
didn't you write a
um,
post about that? No,
I
none of
did.
them had scored.
None of them had
And
scored, but he had been getting all kinds of chances and had been playing very well. And tonight he was instrumental in a couple of the goals. He
mhm.
including the first goal, which was great to see. The Oilers needed that first goal. It came on the power play, and what I liked was just his fast move to the net when Barry got the puck at the point. He just charged the net and got his stick on it. It was a great tip and a fantastic goal. He also was in on a big goal, excuse me, early in the third period, Bruce, where he rushed down the ice to get onto Freddie Anderson, the goalie. And he kind of bumped him, jostled him a little bit, and the puck was moving around. McDavid touched it. And then Hyman kicked it out with his skate to Nugent Hopkins, who put it into the net before Anderson could get back. So now it wasn't a perfect game from Hyman. He was a culprit on one of those shorthanded goals that you're going to be talking about shortly. But he's been playing with just his usual hustle and his puck protection. I mean, he is so difficult to handle in the corners. He just snaking around with the puck, um, using his butt and back to protect the puck as he's moving his feet, moving this way then that way, and what a difficult offensive player to contain. He's been everything, and I've said this before. He's been everything the Oilers had hoped for and more since coming here from Toronto.
Nice to see him cash one tonight. He's come close till now, and in fact, he was the first of three wingers to score goals tonight because Kane got one.
Yeah,
That was long, it was due based on the number of chances he'd been generating. And then Nugent Hopkins, who was playing wing in this game, he also scored one. So they got some production from the wings, which they needed. I mean, they got three goals from centers, but they also got three from wingers, and that's they needed basically all of those goals.
indeed. Bruce, let's move on to our bad things. I'm going to go get a glass of water here because I'm coughing so much. Well, you start with your bad thing.
Well, I start raving about my bad thing. Yeah, okay. It's going to take me longer to rave about this bad thing than it took Carolina to score these two power play goals that they got in the third period. One of them came just 3 seconds into the power play after an extremely questionable penalty call on Ryan McLeod for basically winning a bumping battle on the other end of the ice. And it's okay, apparently, for the defenseman to push the forward out of the crease, but it's not okay for the forward to hold his ground around the crease because, as I saw it, that's all Ryan McLeod did was hold his ground. And somehow, on a night full of ticky-tack penalties, this might be the ticky-tackiest of them all, was the one on McLeod. Anyway, 3 seconds, lost face off, kind of a scramble draw, and all of a sudden, there he is again, all alone in front of the net. Andrei Svechnikov, who had a fantastic game for Carolina tonight, wicked shooter. And he overpowered Jack Campbell on three different occasions, this being the third, to make the score 4-3. So then the Oilers get a power play of their own and they cash. So now it's 5-3, and you think it's safe. And then there's another. Uh, what the heck was that last penalty for?
Was
It
it
was
Kane's?
that was Kane. Yeah, he was
What a
going over
ridiculous
the blue
penalty.
line ahead of the puck. If he keeps going, he's offside. He stops. The guy skating backwards, not even looking at Kane, and Kane just pulling up to stay onside, and the guy skated right into him. It was the Carolina guy that was actually moving, and Kane was just standing still. Interference on Kane. I mean, come on. So my bad thing easily could have been Mister's referee in this game because there was a lot of ticky tack, and to be fair, some of it in both directions. There were some
Yeah,
cheap calls in this game.
yeah.
Anyway, I guess they added to the excitement, certainly to the offense of this game, with all the special teams goals that were scored. And that penalty, the Oilers did manage to clear the puck down the ice once, and Carolina rushed it back up the ice, and there was 4 Oilers strung out across the blue line. Nurse and Cece in the middle of the ice, and on the wings, Hyman on the boards on one side, Nugent Hopkins on the other side. And it looks like, okay, they got this all covered. And then basically, the two Carolina guys, Sebastian Aho and Martin Nakes, it's like they're coming in 2-on-2 on the defenseman, is what I focused on in this play. The wingers had sort of the outer lanes covered. And they just, two of them just skated right past CC and Nice, like Nurse, like they weren't even there. Like both defensemen were like, not even getting a stick on the guy or anything at all. They just walked, well, skated fast, right past both guys. 2-on-0, 2-on-2 just turned into a 2-on-0. Now you don't see that every day. And one good pass and shot later, and Jack Campbell, who had a couple of iffy moments and several good ones. This one, it was not his moment at all. He had no chance. They just made the pass and shot, and no goal. He can be expected to stop that. But the PKers, holy moly, what was that?
I didn't like Nuge on that play. He was at the blue line, and
Yeah,
his
he
feet were
could
not
have
moving, and
pinched
he
in
just
the middle a
watched.
little bit. Yeah, he did watch. And anyway, they all watched. I mean, there was all, it was just, let's get in our positions and stand around in them, which I guess is better than standing around out of position, but not by much.
Yeah, they were quickly out of position.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the the very addition of not a hardworking penalty kill. So anyway, it was one of those moments.
I'd be very interested to hear real experts, like coaches level analysis of some of these plays, that one in particular, as to how the coach read it, as to what the and I'm sure they would label several suspects, not just one person whose breakdown caused the cascade. Like you sometimes see one bad turnover and everybody else is scrambling and nobody makes the play. And you and I even might wind up blaming 2 or 3 people, but it's really the one stinker of a play that is the main cause of this sequence of pain. But this was one where it was just seemed like negligence all around.
Well, we didn't blame Hyman, but Hyman didn't kind of force the guy to the outside coming up the middle of the ice, right? He charges right up the middle of the ice because Hyman can't angle him.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nuge, to me, Nuge was the main culprit in my mind because he just did not take a man going to the net. Like, get on that guy. Just don't watch, play. So anyway, you're right though. Coaches would probably number of coaches would watch that and might disagree actually on who was the main culprit, but there was no shortage of culprits. All right, Bruce. My bad thing was this is the 4th game in the row where an Oilers goalie has let in an iffy goal. And the Canes' first goal by Svechnikov was from pretty far outside the scoring chance zone. And he does have a hell of a shot, but Campbell's got to have that. And not only does Campbell have to have that, Ryan Murray's got to shut that down. I mean, I noticed early in the game, he gives a lot of gap. Murray does. He gives a lot of time and space to opposing attackers. We'll see if he can pick it up, but I'm starting to wonder if he's going to work out. He just seems a little bit, he's making me appreciate Duncan Keith's game a whole heck of a lot more. I mean, Keith was so active and quick. And, Murray, there's two, like on that play, Svechnikov cruised right in there. Murray could have been on him. Nurse was backing up a little bit too, but really it was Murray's man, and just get on that guy. Don't let him shoot. So he did, and especially him, and then a bad thing happened. So
yeah, that one was right in tight to Campbell's body. Made him look bad. Campbell did look bad on that, but what a wicked shot that guy had. I mean, later on in the game, we saw several more examples of it, and they were talking about this on the broadcast. It was like no wind-up. He'd have the puck on his stick, and then full strength wrist shot without any kind of flex. Just boom, gone off his stick and just exploding into the net.
That second goal that he scored was amazing. Like Niemelainen and Kane didn't do very well. He kind of booted the puck away at center ice, and then Niemelainen fumbled it up or missed the play. And then Barry is backing up and letting Svechnikov shoot, which is never a good idea. So there was, some culprits there, but what a shot by that player, man! That was incredible how he fired that puck into the net.
I thought that Barry probably tipped it in when I first saw it because I heard the clash
I
of
think
what's
so.
usually puck on stick. And I looked slowly at the replay several times, and the one from the sort of center ice view was the best.
Mm-hmm.
And Svechnikov snapped the puck with such force and the nature of his shot. Like, this is really unusual. That had follow through of his stick hit Barry's stick and lifted Barry's stick out of the way as the puck came through. It's like the toe of Svechnikov's stick was ahead of the puck.
Oh yeah.
His follow through had such force, and he just whacked Barry's stick in the process, and the puck went right off the maybe both posts, and then I was like, what a shot!
What a shot!
So sometimes you just got to give the other guy his due, and tonight Andrei Svechnikov was firing lasers.
It was nice when Leon kind of answered that with his own great shot in the third period there, wasn't it? Like on
Yes.
the power play
Mm-hmm.
to get the 5th goal. All right, what is your number, Bruce?
And then Carolina, when they did score, there was over 10 minutes left, and they made it 5-4. So they made it close again. Down the stretch, I was saying to my wife, it's awful quiet in there for a game where the Oilers are actually leading against a really top team in the other conference. You'd expect this place, but it was like people were just like sitting back, waiting for the next time Carolina would come over the blue line and control the puck for a while. And and anyway, actually the last 10 minutes, the Oilers didn't give up a whole lot. Just the one mistake by Cece really, with the goalie
Oh,
out.
jeez.
Oh,
Yeah.
that could have been a bad thing.
Oh man, I felt bad for him.
So, my number is 78. This is the number of face-offs in tonight's game. Oilers won 40 and lost 38, with Leon Draisaitl taking 30 face-offs in this game and winning 19 of them. And it's not just this one game that's funny. It's the whole year to this point. I noticed this right from the first game. I never said much on the podcast because it's just a one-off, but I always look at the face-off stats on the event summary. Game number 1, 71 face-offs. That was the Vancouver game. Now, these are all regulation games too, of course. 66 in the Calgary game. That's a lot. Then in the game against Buffalo, 72. And tonight, 78. So they're averaging like 72 face-offs a game through 4 games, and it's only 4 games, but 72 face-offs. Like last year, the number of games with 70 face-offs was very, very few. We've already had 3. And last year, the average for the entire season was 57.
Oh, I thought, okay,
It's
I was
way
thinking,
up. It's like, and I don't know if this is a trend around the league. I just noticed it in the Oilers
maybe it's
game.
Jack
In each
Campbell.
game, I'm sort of going, what? Well, that'd be part of it. And part of it would be no more Mike Smith and his daring do coming out to keep the play alive all the time. But then again, Mike Smith only played 25 games last year or whatever. It's not like he was there all year. So I don't know if there's something different going on in the league or what. There's a ton of icings, and it seems like in every game, icing. And I don't know if it's a strategy change or if the linesmen are maybe calling it a little bit harder or what's going on, but it's just a weird trend. I don't know what it means, David. I don't know what is really the difference between a game with 80 face-offs and one with 50, other than the one is obviously a slower game than the other, and I think it works to the Oilers' advantage when the puck is in motion and the play is flowing a little more, and it really hasn't been as much as we're accustomed to in the first few games. So
It just could be
just a
Campbell and
random
Skinner.
number stat I'm throwing at you folks
Yeah.
there tonight.
Could be Campbell and Skinner's game management as opposed to Koskinen and Smith. I don't know. Who knows?
Goalies have some influence on it for sure.
Campbell
But
and Skinner both move the puck though. Like they get out there and play the puck. They're both actually pretty good at it. Better than Koskinen, not as good as Smith. Not as risky as Smith though either.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was Anderson, of course, who's trying to play the puck that caused that crucial goal against for the Oilers, right? Like Hyman getting in on him and goalie out of the crease. You always love to see that. I kept expecting him to get back there because they always do. You hardly ever see the team the home team take advantage of that, right, and get the puck in the net. But Nugent Hopkins was able to do so with Hyman and McDavid's help.
Good on Nuge for hitting the net from that angle too.
Yeah.
And getting away quick. Like getting shots away quick has never been really Nuge's strength, but he sure got that one off his stick in a quick hurry, and it didn't have a lot on it, but he got it away quick and on the target. And sometimes those are the two elements you need to get rewarded on the score sheet.
Okay, my number is Ryan Murray's time on ice in the last 4 games, which has gone from 16 to 1550 to 1333 to 810 tonight. Now, the last 2 games they've had 7 defensemen, so that's part of what's going on. But he's not flourishing yet here as an owner. We'll give him time. I'll give him time. See how they can do. But Niemelainen's also had his early season struggles. He was a culprit on a goal against tonight. And, of course, Philip Broberry's injured in Bakersfield. So, often, like I can remember there's people on Twitter will debate endlessly, like who should be the 12th forward on the team or the 6th defenseman. And sometimes, like veteran hockey observers will scold them for like putting so much time debating this kind of thing. But it's actually quite critical. In a 3-2 league, as Sutter calls this league, if you're responsible for a goal against, if you're the 6th defenseman or the 12th forward, that's huge. Mm-hmm. Like it is a game of your strongest links and your weakest links. And right now the Oilers have a weak link at 6D, and either Murray or Niemelainen are going to have to step up, or hopefully Philip Broberry will get healthy and we'll see him. But it's a bit of a problem right now. And, there's some good candidates. Murray's a decent candidate to get it together and fill that spot, or Niemelainen. So we'll see what happens. But right now we're seeing the coach not trusting Ryan Murray less and less each game, it looks like.
Yeah, I thought that it seemed like Niemelainen and Murray were sharing the ice time on that third pairing, and they each got around 8 minutes tonight. But the odd thing was their nominal partner, Evan Bouchard, played 20 minutes and 31 seconds, which is to say several minutes more than his 2 partners combined. That's kind of hard to do, but I mean, he played 17-23 at even strength, Bouchard, and played time on both special teams as well. And Niemelainen and Murray both were basically just playing at even strength, and they played 16 minutes and change together. So Bouchard played more than the 2 of them combined, and I'm not sure who else he played with. My internet's a little bit glitchy tonight, so I wasn't able to get my reports to look at. But it's a strange night when you have a 3 guys in a pairing, and one of them plays over 20 minutes, and the other 2 play less than 10.
I thought both Kulak and Bouchard played much closer to their A game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Kulak looked good. He was, finally really skating and making plays. So I liked both their games tonight quite a bit. Not so much Niemelainen and Murray. I can see why they didn't get a lot of ice time. All right, Bruce, any final thoughts or?
Yes. I loved Leon Draisaitl's game, about 80% of it tonight, just like last game. But tonight he didn't have the real costly mistakes. He still has mistakes. He always has mistakes in his game, but he does so many wonderful things in the game. There was a play where he tried to pull the puck through his legs and shoot it in across the goal crease and bounce it in. There was another play where somebody passed it behind him as he was hitting the blue line. He took it in the very back of his outer skate and kicked it onto his stick and over the blue line and somehow stayed onside. And some of these things are very, very subtle, and other things like the way he pounded home the game-winning goal on the power play. Finally, the play he made in the dying seconds to hold his position, pick off a pass, and then very professionally lay a bank pass off the boards and up McDavid's wing where Connor can skate onto it, where some players would try and go up the middle with it, others would fire it too hard and ice it, and he just, first of all, he made the defensive play to get the puck, and then just the perfect outlet to seal the deal. It's just, there's just so much quality in his game that even when he has his, I mean, he had one bad turnover coming up through the neutral zone there, but he he's such a pleasure to watch. And of course, on this team, I mean, we got McDavid and his 4 points tonight.
We didn't even
Nugent
mention that
Hopkins
yet.
and
Yeah.
his 4 points tonight. I mean, we got some skilled guys on this team, and they're a joy to watch.
McDavid, Draisaitl is now 10th in league scoring with 8 points in 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
And McDavid is second to Panarin, who has 11 points in 5 games. McDavid has 10 points in 4 games. Okay. Svechnikov leads the league in goal scoring at 6, I believe.
Yeah.
Check that. Yeah. Stamkos.
Right.
Excuse me. Stamkos and Svechnikov. Well, Bruce, we better end this before my voice completely.
Yeah, I was just going to say, time to go and have a drink of honey and lemon tea or something, and give your voice and your throat a bit of a break here. So.
All right, Bruce. Thanks for talking tonight.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
And in the meantime, and in between times, this has been another edition of the Cult of Hockey podcast.